For me, I absolutely love all these pieces, like children. Maybe not that much, but I do love them that much, and they're timeless for me and my family, and we will use them for years and years to come. Hi, I'm Style Director Kerry-Ann Jones, and welcome to my YouTube channel where I chat all things home, style and design. Each week on my series, Styling Spaces, I'll share with you my expert advice and you'll learn styling tips and tricks, and I'll give you the lowdown on what's hot on interiors. So let's get into it. How to incorporate trends timelessly. I'm Style Director Kerry-Ann Jones, and welcome to episode 3 of Styling Spaces, where I show you how to style your home using my tips, expert advice and styling demonstrations. Okay, so this episode I have a controversial topic for you: trends. Many designers and experts will say they don't subscribe to trends, but the truth is we all do. We buy new clothes based on a trending style, fit or colour that has hit the market and catches our eye. And the same goes for interiors, and it's a wonderful thing. Trends help push creativity and design and technology to the next level. Without trends, there would be no progress or innovation, less creativity, and life would be just a bit boring, don't you think? But the question is, how do we timelessly incorporate trends so we won't regret it a few years later and it has longevity in the home? Well, I have a few tips for you. Firstly, for myself, if there is a trend piece that I love, I tend to wait a few weeks, months, or even years before I buy it. This ensures that I don't impulse buy and I have a period of time to think about if I want this in my home for years to come and where will it fit. And also, is my attraction to it just a phase that will pass? Once I waited 18 months to buy a table lamp. It's this gorgeous lamp from Moda Piera. I wanted to be sure I wasn't just buying it because it's on trend, but because I absolutely loved it. 3 years later, I still do. It usually sits on my desk at home, but I've styled it over here on my sideboard for you. My next tip is to buy products made from natural and rustic materials. These pieces tend to become timeless, versatile, and fits in the home seamlessly. So it could be a side table that's made from timber that's a little rough around the edges, or rattan and wicker furniture pieces tend to hold their value with style too. The rattan trend has been around for a few years already, and I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. Or even furniture that has an organic shape and not so structured. I think they hold their longevity because their shape is so interesting and unusual qualities tend to appeal for longer. Tip number 3, classic shapes never date. An example of this is the traditional subway tile. It's been around for decades and it's still on trend. It just gets reimagined with interesting colours and textures. Here in my bathroom, I've used these Zellige tiles on my walls, which are really on trend at the moment. In essence, the shape is a subway tile, but instead of being laid in a traditional horizontal brick pattern, I've laid it in a vertical stacked pattern. The style and shape of this tile is a wafer-like shape, and it has organic wonky edges in a natural glaze. I don't see this traditional shape of tile going anywhere anytime soon. Another classic shape that never goes out of fashion is the square. I've used square-shaped tiles in my kids' bathrooms as this was popular in the mid-century era, and that's the style of my home. Like the subway tile, the square shape is timeless. This armchair is an example of what I believe to be a timeless piece. It's designed by Dimitri Vargas, and the round shape is very on trend at the moment, but why I think it has longevity is not only because of its shape and form, but because of the simplicity of the design, and it's so well crafted. There are only 2 finishes on this chair, the timber stain and the upholstery. It's minimal and chic, and it's not trying to pack too many design features in that will date. So therefore it becomes a timeless classic piece that will stay sophisticated for years to come. I also believe that using neutral colours are timeless, and the upholstery on this chair is using a boucle-like texture in a neutral colour tone, so the colour won't date like a trend colour would. Which leads me to my next tip, neutrals. I know it's my personal preference to use neutral colours in the home, but you can find your own version and palette. Neutrals will always be on trend for years to come, and they also hide the dirt really well. It could be cool neutrals with soft grey tones, or even black and white, which never seems to go out of fashion. And even the current trend of warm neutrals, which I believe will hold out to be a classic and will be timeless. Another tip for colour is to use muted tones. So these are colours that have a grey undertone mixed with the colour. The grey softens the pure hue, so it's not so bright. These tones blend well with other colours and they don't date like bright colours. But if bright colours are your vibe, then that is fabulous. What makes anything timeless is how much you love it. So go with the colours that you're drawn to, so you'll still love them in years to come. The key is to create a cohesive palette that complement each other. As William Morris says, have nothing in your home that you do not know to be useful or believe to be beautiful. Now I want to show you my dining room. This is quite a minimal room, but every piece in it I absolutely love and is special to me. So I just want to show you a few pieces in my dining room and why I think they are timeless. So I'm going to start off with my dining table. This is just a really basic round black oak finish table, and I've paired it with these Tonne dining chairs. Now they've got the rattan finish and also a walnut timber finish, which ties in with my kitchen. Now this chair I've actually had for about 5 years. I had it in my previous home and I just love them so much. I think they're really elegant and I know I'm going to have them for years to come. They just work really well with other pieces in my home. I also use this chair for my home office, and I've got another little dining area as well where I use them. So love these chairs. And then this pendant here, it's really simple. It's an organic, really beautiful organic shape, and it's made of paper actually. And that's what I love about it. It's just so simple and elegant, and it makes a statement, but it's just so dreamy. I love it. And then next up, I've got this beautiful artwork here by my friend Alicia Taylor. Now what I love about this artwork is these really gorgeous deep blue hues, and then you've got this pop of fireworks. Now it's just really simple, but just so powerful. And you can use, like I could move this to another part of the home and it'd still look just as gorgeous. And then over here, this is a plinth that I had made from leftover stone from my fireplace. So I made it into a plinth, and then I've styled it with this really beautiful sculpture from With Hands. And then my curtains are from Blinds Online, and they are just really simple oatmeal colour that tie in with the rest of the home and with the pendant as well. So for me, I absolutely love all these pieces like children. Maybe not that much, but I do love them that much, and they're timeless for me and my family, and we will use them for years and years to come. Creating a timeless interior is not about using basic and simple design. You can still have incredible show-stopping pieces or an interior. It's just making sure that everything you have in your home you absolutely love, and making sure that those pieces will integrate well in your home. That's what makes it timeless. I say this often, but never worry about what others think about your style. You are the person that is living in your home every day. So create a home that reflects you, what you love, and how you live. Not what other people think is cool. That is irrelevant and not important. When I designed my home, I firstly designed it for my family and I's needs. I used the project of designing our home to push my own creative boundaries. I honestly didn't care if no one else liked the way that it looked, because it only mattered that my family and I loved it. I am lucky that it has been so well received in the media, and I appreciate that very much. But first and foremost, it reflects my family and I. And that for me is timeless. I will love our home for years to come. So my takeaway tips for this episode are: 1, wait and give yourself some time to consider the purchase. 2, go for pieces with natural textures and organic shapes. 3, natural shapes never date. And 4, neutral colours are timeless and integrate easily in the home. And 5, choose what you love. If you have any questions or comments, please add them below and I'll get back to you. If you've enjoyed these tips, you might like my free interior styling guide. Just click below to sign up and receive it. I also have an online styling course where I deep dive and show you how to create a beautiful home room by room. The link is below where you can read more and enroll. And I'd be so appreciative if you could give this episode a thumbs up and subscribe if you like what you saw here today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you on the next episode of Styling Spaces.